Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Took the back post. Goal for Manchester City.
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon and good morning to all our listeners around the world for the Commentary Hub's coverage of Norway against England in the quarter-finals. The game is taking place at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, and just seen the players about to come out, so we'll hand you straight over to our match commentator, Mike Harniman.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Nick. Good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, good morning, depending where you're tuned in to us from in the world. It's the big one, Norway against England from the FIFA World Cup 2026 quarter-finals here at Hard Rock Stadium. Kickoff is in around about 9 minutes from now, so I'm going to run you through the two lineups and match officials for this game. And we'll start with Ståle Solbakk's Norway side, and in goal they've got Ørjan Nyland. He was actually involved in the game that these last met as well back in 2014. He was the man between the sticks in that game, so he's in goal again today. He's been a regular throughout this tournament. The back four is Ryerson, Ayer, Hegum and Müller-Wolf. The midfield three is Martin Odegaard, the Norway and Arsenal captain, of course. The number 8, Sander Berg, and the number 6, Patrick Berg. And then the front three is number 7, which is Alexander Sorloth, number 9, which is the main man up front, of course, Erling Haaland, and the number 21, Andreas Schelderup. As for England, the Three Lions line up with Jordan Pickford between the sticks. This is his. There's a record for him today as well. And Jordan Pickford is making a record-breaking 18th World Cup appearance for an England men's side, which is one more than Peter Shilton and Harry Kane's 17. So big congratulations to the England goalkeeper there. The back four is Ezri Konsa, John Stones, Mark Gahey and Nico O'Reilly. So a few players in the back three there, back four there, I should say, that are familiar with Erling Haaland and vice versa. The midfield two is new signing Elliot Anderson, of course, new signing at Manchester City, so he'll be playing alongside Haaland next season. Arsenal's Declan Rice, and then the front three, Noni Madueke has been preferred to Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham, Anthony Gordon, and the other main man, of course, is Harry Kane, the lone striker. There's no place for Reece James, who everyone was talking about whether he'd be fit to play in this game or not, but it looks like that he hasn't passed any relevant medical tests, etc. So he is not involved from the start, at least. Not too sure whether he's on the bench, but we may see him. The referee is Clement Turpin. The assistant referees are Nicolas Danos and Benjamin Paget. The fourth official is Alejandro Jose Hernandez. The reserve assistant is Jose Enrique Naranjo Perez. The VAR is Jerome Brissard. And Jerome is assisted by Armando Villarreal and Carlos Del Cerro Grande. And the standby video assistant referee, and there's two of them in fact, and they're both in attendance at the stadium as well, is Mohammed Obaid Kadim and Abdullah Al-Shirari. We're just going through the two national anthems at the moment, and we're just going through the Norway national anthem first of all. So let's see whether Thomas Tuchel and his side can carry on after that fantastic victory over Mexico last time out. The 5-goal thriller that England came out on top in, with of course Harry Kane on the score sheet in that one. Jude Bellingham was brilliant in that one as well, grabbing himself a brace. So let's see whether those two players will come good again today. And of course Erling Haaland as well has been in formidable form for Norway. And they're both looking at the golden boot as well, which is currently being held jointly by Kylian Mbappe and Lionel Messi. But Mbappe is ahead because he's got 8 goals and 3 assists to the 8 goals and 1 assist of Messi. Haaland's on 7 and Harry Kane is on 6. So they're both going to be looking over their shoulders at their respective attacking counterparts. And of course, France have progressed through to the next round. So they're going to be in the semi-finals. As for Argentina, they're going to be playing against the Swiss, which is a little bit later as well. So still a chance for Messi to add to the 8 goals that he's got already at the tournament, as the English national anthem is currently being played out. And they're just showing Jude Bellingham there on screen. They're focusing on him just in front of me. And let's have a look there. Also, David Beckham. Let's just sort this out a minute. So we'll talk you through how the two teams have progressed through to this stage. On the 16th of June in Group I, Norway defeated Iraq by 4 goals to 1. They also defeated Senegal as well by 3 goals to 2 in the second game. They lost the final group game to France, but they progressed through and then defeated the Ivory Coast 2-1 in the round of 32, and Brazil last time out in that shock victory for them, which of course was an excellent victory for them and a really good performance. But we did get to see the Norwegian row as well multiple times, which is another big factor of this tournament so far. Welcome into Danny. Yes, please smash and like and subscribe to the channel. We're listening to the commentary hub, and as Danny says, it's appreciated if you can do that. We'll talk you through England's road to this stage as well now. And England were victorious on the opening game against Croatia by 4 goals to 2, with Harry Kane scoring a brace on that occasion. Obviously one of those being the retaken penalty. Jude Bellingham was also on the score sheet as well, as was Marcus Rashford. The second game was the 0-0 against Ghana. And then the third game of the group saw England progress with Bellingham and Kane on the score sheet in the 2-0 victory over Panama. As the two nations are just lining up there now, and Harry Kane's just shaking hands with Martin Odegaard. So we will be getting underway very shortly. England, of course, last time out defeated Mexico by 3 goals to 2. And the game before that was the 2-1 victory with Harry Kane's brace against DR Congo. But England remain unbeaten at this tournament, whereas Norway have lost. They lost to the French, as I mentioned earlier. And of course, Thomas Tuchel's side have only lost the 2 games under his leadership as well. And that included going undefeated without conceding a goal en route to qualification at this tournament. I'm just going through the 2 lineups again once more, and then we'll be getting off and running. And let's see who's going to come out on top, whether it will be Erling Haaland or his former Borussia Dortmund teammate and long-term friend as well, Jude Bellingham, which has been spoken about quite a lot in the media over the last few days, their friendship. Let's see which one of them will have the share of the spoils after this evening's game, as the two sides are just lining up here for, it looks like a minute's silence. Not too sure what this will be for. It might be for the young South African that passed away potentially, the 25-year-old who, of course, was at the World Cup. I'm trying to grab his name for you if you give me a second. It is indeed for him. It's Jaden Adams is the guy's name. And that has just been observed there now. And of course, our thoughts here at the Commentary Hub go out to Jaden's family and his friends and everyone that's associated with South African football as well. And all of his South African teammates at this time. And let's see whether it's England or Norway to get us off and running. England, of course, in their familiar home shirts of the white kit, and England are going to be defending from the kickoff. It's going to be Norway to get us underway by the looks of things. And we are off and running, and it's knocked back to the goalkeeper Ørjan Nyland here in possession for Norway. And he goes long, and it's headed, also kicked out there by Declan Rice. And England in possession now of Elliot Anderson, and now back to Mark Gahey there, and he's going to go looking to get the ball out wide, but it's gone behind for a throw, which is going to be taken by, I think it's going to be taken by Nico O'Reilly. Let's have a look here. Which it is. He's trying to get a few extra yards on it as well, but it's headed clear from Norway, and they're in possession now with, that was Aya, now back to, I think it was Aya anyway, now back to the goalkeeper Nyland again. As we just over to the left-hand side, and Muller-Wolf there. And it's now with the number 3 Aya. He's going to go out to Ryerson there. And it's just a misplaced pass, and it's gone out of play for an England throw. In fact, it was actually it was towards Ryerson, I was right. And England have it here with Mark Gahey. And now Jordan Pickford. And of course, I spoke a little bit earlier on at the start of the programme about Jordan Pickford breaking the World Cup record. And if Bukayo Saka comes on, there might be a few records broken a bit later as well, from an England point of view. Here's Noni Madueke now over on the right hand side for the Three Lions. Gets the ball into the area, and it's gone behind for a Norway goal kick. Of course, earlier on I also spoke about Ørjan Nyland, who was a appearance maker in the last game where these two sides met back in 2014, a 1-0 win for England with a goal scored by Wayne Rooney. John Stones also was a feature in that game on the England side of things, and he's playing again today. And here he is in possession now. Good header from him. Anthony Gordon just hoofs one out into the air. Got cleared out of the second attempt by Mark Gahey, and now it's with Anthony Gordon again looking for Harry Kane. And cleared out of play there for an England throw from, that's Aya, Norway's number 3. It's currently with Nico O'Reilly. Going to knock it on to John Stones there. Now here's Mark Gahey. And he's going to play it out wide to Anthony Gordon. He's in acres of space. What can Anthony Gordon do here? He was excellent against Mexico, so let's see whether he can carry that form through. Here's Declan Rice now from Elliot Anderson's pass, and switches it across to his Arsenal teammate Noni Madueke. And now that's with Ezri Konsa, who's in for the suspended Jarell Quansah. Got a 2-game ban, so if England progress, he will also not be available for the semi-final against either Argentina or Switzerland. So it might be Quansah again if England do progress, or you might see potentially either Reece James if he is back fit for that game, if England do progress, and will then be playing again on Wednesday, or could potentially see Jed Spence if England get through this one, of course. And here is Anthony Gordon now. And here's Elliot Anderson. Of course, somebody that Erling Haaland's going to be teaming up with next season after his £115 million move to Manchester City from Nottingham Forest. It's Luis Conte and now Declan Rice, and now that was Anderson, and now with Declan Rice again. Now to Noni Madueke. And now Ezri Konsa in possession. As we're just coming up to the 5th minute of the game almost. Ezri Konsa here. Knocks it back to Declan Rice again. He's going to switch it out to Anthony Gordon, but it was good defending from Ryerson there. And England do have it back though. There's going to be a English throw in here, which Anthony Gordon just takes quickly and bowls in to Elliot Anderson. And now here's Harry Kane. Looking for the run of Jude Bellingham, but claimed well by Oyan Nyland, sorry. And Norway can break here. It was Odegaard, I believe. Now out to shoulder up, and now Muller-Wolf, and now Egham into Berg. And on to Aya. Here's Ryerson, and on to looking for the run of Sorloth, I believe it was, but good interception from Nico O'Reilly. And Anthony Gordon has it here for England and loses out to Sorloth. Looking for Erling Haaland. Good defending there from John Stones, and now England have it over on the right-hand side with Noni Madueke. Going to go back to Declan Rice. And into Elliot Anderson now. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub here on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed, then please do so. Please hit the notification bell. Please share the stream out with your family and friends as well, and everybody that you think might be interested in tuning into this game. And of course, if you want to follow us on our social media, you can do so as well at the Commentary Hub 92 on Twitter. Sorry, not on Twitter, on Instagram and on TikTok. And we're also Commentary Live 1 on X, or Twitter, I should say, as everyone still kind of half refers to it as Twitter these days. But here is John Stones. We're not on Facebook anymore, not for the time being at least. And here's Anderson to Gahey, and now Anthony Gordon. What can he do there? He's got Harry Kane in support, and here is Kane, and now Nico O'Reilly. On to Anderson. Good switch of play there towards Noni Madueke. And Madueke is offside though. Oh yeah, I'll just give you those social media handles again. If you want to follow us on Twitter or X, it's at Commentary Live 1, and Commentary Hub 92 is, or the Commentary Hub 92 is the Instagram and TikTok account. As we're 7 minutes in, and it's still Norway 0, England 0. No goals as of yet, and no chances as of yet for either side or either nation. Norway have it in possession today. It's looking for Odegaard. Here's Haaland now. Good defender from John Stones, and now Bellingham. Good run out from Jude Bellingham. What can he do here? Does well. And he wins a free kick as well. Very well done there. The England attacking midfielder. Cheers, Nick. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. There's Elliot Anderson to John Stones now. And now here's Declan Rice. And now Nico O'Reilly. And here's Anthony Gordon. Loses out to Ryerson, but England have it back with Nico O'Reilly now. And here's John Stones, and then he's going to knock it out to In fact, he's not. I think he was going to knock it out to the right-hand side at first, but he didn't. He knocks it into Bellingham instead and then gets it back. Now Mark Gahey's in possession. And now it's with John Stones once more. And now it's Ezri Konsa on the right-hand side. And now Konsa again from Madueke's pass. And here is John Stones. He's going to switch it out, looking for Anthony Gordon. A good header on, but it's given away. And here come Norway through number 7, Sorloth. He's still going to Sorloth, but he loses out to Nico O'Reilly in the end. And there's Anderson to Rice, and now back to Anderson once more. He's going to switch it out to Ezri Konsa there. As we're just coming up to the first 10 minutes of the game. And neither side has tested their respective goalkeepers as of yet in Nyland or Pickford. Neither has had to make a save in the early stages. And here is Declan Rice to Stones. And now that's with Gahey to Gordon. Here's Harry Kane now. Good switch of play there out to Madueke. What can he do here? In fact, the ball's bounced up. It might have hit his hand, and it has. They're going to reward a free kick there to Norway. And rightly so. Did bounce up off Noni Madueke's hand. No sort of malice or nothing deliberate about it, but the correct decision was made by the referee, Clement Turpin. And here come Norway over on the left-hand side with Muller Wolf now. It's going to be a free kick for a second, but it's not. Because here comes England with Declan Rice. Now John Stones. Now Mark Gahey. And here's Elliot Anderson now, looking for Nico O'Reilly. What can he do here? Nico O'Reilly loses out to, I believe that was Aya. And here comes Odegaard. And now Sorloth. We can go back though to Aya again, and then on to Berg. Into his counterpart, which is actually Odegaard, I believe, at that time. But now it's with Norway, and they're just knocking it around here. Aya into the centre of the park, and now with Ryerson. On to Sorloth there. Back to Ryerson again, and on to Aya. You're going to go into Martin Odegaard there. Here's Ryerson once more. Now Aya, now going to knock it out there to, was it Shoulder Up? The Crown Prince of Norway is in the stands, according to presenter Nick there. So I wonder whether there's going to be any English representation over there as well. Whether we'll see any of the English royals out there. I know obviously we've seen David Beckham out there. Obviously he's a former England international and captain. I wonder if we'll see anybody else though in attendance from the royal family or anything like that. Here's Berg now to Hegem, and now Aya. In fact, it was Hegem in possession, sorry, I should say. Now Aya. Into Odegaard there, and now Ryerson. Now Sorloth. Norway are keeping possession at this moment in time, as we're just coming up to the 13th minute here, and it's with Aya, switches out to Shoulder Up, but it's gone out of play there for an England throw. Still Norway 0, England 0 in this World Cup quarter-final, the third of the four, after France and Spain have progressed through yesterday and the day previous. Sorry, I should say Spain and France progressed through yesterday and the day previous, if I'm going to be correct, because obviously Spain were the ones that progressed through yesterday with Mikel Merino's late winner against Belgium, and the day before, which you would have heard on the commentary hub, was France's victory in their game, which they won by 2-0 over Morocco. And here is Elliot Anderson for England now, looking for Noni Madueke over on the right hand side, sorry, I should say. Here's Ezri Konsa. And we're going to see it back to Mark Gahey there. Here is Gahey again. Now Declan Rice. And now back to Mark Gahey once more. And here's Elliot Anderson now. And now John Stones. On to Ezri Konsa again. And out to Noni Madueke now. Here comes Ezri Konsa. And England just comfortable to keep a bit of possession for themselves at this time. With John Stones to Elliot Anderson, and now Konsa again. Here is Stones. Now Mark Gahey. And here's Declan Rice now. Now it goes to Madueke there. Hi Sarah, welcome in. That's England in possession with John Stones out to Anthony Gordon there. And Anthony Gordon gets the better of Ryerson and wins a corner off of Aya. Good work there from the newly signed Barcelona man. And England will get John Stones and Mark Gahey up from the back here. And I wonder whether it's going to be Declan Rice to deliver this one in, and most likely will be. It is going to be the England number 4. And let's see whether the Three Lions can grab themselves a lead here. And it's a low one, but a poor one as well. It's going to be seen out of play for a throw here by Elliot Anderson. One of Declan Rice's less good deliveries of this tournament. And Ezri Konsa is going to take this throw. And now here's Elliot Anderson to John Stones, and now here's Declan Rice. And here's Anthony Gordon now for England over on the left hand side. Here is Declan Rice to Anderson. And now Mark Gahey in possession. On to John Stones there. Out to Ezri Konsa on the right. In fact, it's Noni Madueke, I should say. And now Bellingham goes down, but no free kick. And here's Ezri Konsa. Here's Declan Rice. And here's Nico O'Reilly looking for Declan Rice. Early stages, we've seen England with a 65% possession, as opposed to Norway having 35%. There's a delivery from Gordon, but cleared out by Norway, and there's Haaland, but he's given the ball away. And here's Rice for England now. And there is Ezri Konsa. John Stones to Mark Gahey, and then he goes to Bellingham, and now Nico O'Reilly. And Anthony Gordon there. On towards Elliot Anderson. And here is Nico O'Reilly for England. Now Bellingham. Switches it out to Noni Madueke. England trying to get some joy over on the right hand side, and he's lost out there too. That was shoulder up that got a foot in for Norway. And England have it with Declan Rice though, and now John Stones. And here's Mark Gahey. Now Nico O'Reilly on to Elliot Anderson now. Now Bellingham, and England just knocking it on his John Stones and Declan Rice. Now Bellingham. Rice again, now John Stones once more, and now Mark Gahey, his centre-back partner for club and country. Here's Anthony Gordon now. Now Nico O'Reilly. Here's Stones, and he's going to switch it out to Anthony Gordon on the left. In fact, it's Gordon now from Anderson's pass. Gordon back to Anderson again. Whips it in. There's a chance there for England. Bellingham misses it, as does, I believe it was Noni Madueke at the back post, who's also missed an opportunity there as well. It was whips in, and then Bellingham misses the header, and Noni Madueke at the back post is also unable to get on the end of it. It goes agonisingly wide for a Norway goal kick. As we're just coming up to the 20th minute here now, so we will be having the hydration break shortly. The first one of the game, and it's Declan Rice here giving the ball away, and now Bellingham, and it's Aya there, is it? And it's actually going to be a free kick for Norway. I think it might bounce off of Bellingham's hand potentially. It's going to go out to, that was the number 17 Hegem for Norway. In fact, it was actually Müller-Wolf, now Hegem. Now Müller-Wolf again. And given away. And he coming in with his Harry Kane now. And he loses out to Aya. I think it was. But Norway have it here anyway. And it's actually back with John Stones now. And here's Mark Gahey for England. Incidentally, it's the Three Lions against the Lions if you're looking at the nation's nicknames. The Lions are Norway, and of course the Three Lions are England. There's a little bit of information for you there if you maybe weren't aware of that. There's England in possession. Here's Mark Gahey now. And he's going to knock it to John Stones. What can Stones do here? He's going to look to go to Esri Konsa. And he's going to play it down the line, so to Noni Madueke. And here is Mark Gahey now. Sarah says you don't know who to root for in this game. You root for England, of course. I rooted for America. In fact, I commentated on America against Paraguay. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to know. You just got to root for England now, because I've commentated on an American game. Here's Declan Rice. Now Nico O'Reilly. Here's Mark Gahey, and now Nico O'Reilly again. Now John Stones onto Esri Konsa. Back to John Stones again. Now Nico O'Reilly. Here's Elliot Anderson to Anthony Gordon. I'll get to that comment in a minute. Here's Gordon for England. It's whipped in by Nico O'Reilly, and the chance there for England, but it's just over the head of Madueke, and now Müller-Wolf clears it, looking for Haaland, but John Stones sees it back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Haaland is hilarious, yes, he's a great player, but you want England to win. Here's Bellingham. Here's Esri Konsa to Noni Madueke, back to Konsa again. Now Bellingham, that was. But it was, yeah, it was Bellingham. I think he's just dropped back a little bit there. Here's Gahey to Anderson. Gets it back again. Does Anderson from Gahey. Now Nico O'Reilly. Into Anthony Gordon. Now Nico O'Reilly. Chance for England. And it's Noni Madueke. Still keeps the ball in play. Gets a chance there. And it's Jude Bellingham just on the end of it. But couldn't quite. But it was actually Nico O'Reilly. Just couldn't quite get his foot to the ball in time. And cleared out by Norway. As we're coming to the hydration break now. The referee there has just called time on the first part of the half. And so far, we've not really seen either Erling Haaland or Harry Kane have any chances at goal. And it's been quite a cagey game so far as well. But on the hydration break, it's Norway 0, England 0. And it's been just basically both sides trying to feel each other out at this point. Now I'm going to get some hydration as well because it's extremely hot where I am. Much needed. And it's currently Norway 0, England 0. If you're joining us late on the commentary hub. We'll have a look at some moments here. That was Nico O'Reilly looking for Noni Madueke a little bit earlier on. And he got a delivery in for Bellingham, but the England man couldn't quite get on the end of it or do anything with it. It was actually Nico O'Reilly, sorry. Hello to Rebecca as well. Welcome in. Nice to have you with us on your Saturday evening. Or afternoon or morning, depending where you're tuning into us from, of course. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, Sarah, as well, and Danny, who's also with us. And anyone else that's there as well. Don't be shy to drop a comment into the comment section and let us know where you're tuning in from. We're a family-friendly show, though, so please keep all comments clean, and then, of course, we'll be more than happy to read them out if that's the case. Norway against England. Yes, a game of history, absolutely. And of course, I believe it was the Norwegians that said your boys took one hell of a beating as well to England back all those years ago. I believe they actually said it too. It might have even been Maggie Thatcher, potentially. And that's what we all now hear on Talk Sport when somebody gets beat. Jason Cundy likes to throw that in. 1981. Thank you, Nick, for the date there. We're going to be getting back underway for the second part of the half in a minute. And we've got Rebecca near DC tuned in. Lovely part of the country, DC. Lovely part of America. Well, just America in general is a lovely country, to be honest. Does England have it here with Nico O'Reilly now? Now Elliot Anderson to Declan Rice. On to Noni Madueke. He loses out there to Muller-Wolf, and now Berg, and now well, it wasn't Muller-Wolf, I think it might have been shoulder up, and now here come Norway anyway. We're back underway after the hydration break. Erling Haaland is in possession now. Hegum. And shoulder up and Muller-Wolf, and it's going to be a throw there, is it, for England? Which it is. Bellingham's on a chance here. Goes down, and England are going to have a free kick here in a dangerous position, probably around about 25, maybe 20 yards from goal here. And it was Jude Bellingham that was caught there, but England was caught by, let's see who it was that actually caught him. It might have been one of the Norwegian centre backs, but here's a big chance for England to potentially go in front here now. Got Harry Kane over it. Also, Declan Rice is there as well. Madueke is there. Anthony Gordon is also in the party of four. You probably fancy Harry Kane to have a go though from this position. That's where 28 minutes in. In fact, Noni Madueke is standing alongside Harry Kane here, so it might be the Arsenal man, or it might be the Bayern man. Let's see. Looks like it's going to probably favour the Bayern man, though, the England captain. It's Harry Kane, and it's miles over the top in the end. That was a wasted effort from Harry Kane there, but far too much power on that. It didn't test Boyan Nyland in the Norway goal. Tested somebody in the crowd instead. There's Norway have it with Nyland now from this goal kick, and now out to Hegum. And Hegum's going to go for a run here and then knock it on. In fact, he's not going to knock it onto Muller Wolf yet. Now he is, though. And now here's shoulder up. Now here's Hegum, and now Aya into Berg. But it might have been Odegaard. In fact, I think it was actually not an Odegaard there. Here it is, the Norwegian captain now. And Muller Wolf is in possession now. He's now with, that's Ryerson from Aya. Now Aya again. To who's that in possession there? It might be Odegaard. I'm not 100% convinced it was, but Norway are in possession still anyway at this moment in time with Sorloth. Now Ryerson. And now here come Norway with Odegaard and now Sorloth again. Into the midfielder. It was given away in fact, but Norway have it with Berg, and now just playing it around here. Here's Odegaard. Looking for, I think there might have been shoulder up, but Jordan Pickford comes out and claims it. As you can see, the Norwegian fans doing that infamous rope that I spoke about a little bit earlier on in the stands there. And if Norway do go out, that's something that will be missed at this tournament. It's been a fantastic celebration, especially after that victory over Brazil, which I believe, if I am correct, the earthquake Richter scale went off when the Norwegian row happened after the Brazil game, if what I heard on the news was correct at least. England won a free kick there for the foul on Anthony Gordon, and it is going to be given as well. Foul by Ryerson. Good play there from Anthony Gordon, and got to the ball before Ryerson, who caught his man. It will be an England free kick here to be taken by Declan Rice. And Declan Rice whips it in. It's cleared out by, I think there was Ryerson there again, but England have it back now with Monster, now Rice. But it might have been Gahey now, but it's Declan Rice anyway. And it's with Esri Conser now, and now Mark Gahey. Now Esri Conser. It looks like him and John Stones may have switched positions. I think Esri Conser has gone to the centre back and John Stones has gone out to the right at this moment in time. So it looks like England are going to change things up defensively there. Here's Declan Rice. Now Gahey. Now to Pickford, and yeah, John Stones has moved out to the right and he's in possession now. But it's just a change of tactic for England briefly there, or personnel in what positions they're playing at least for the time being. Here's John Stones now. It's given away, is it to Haaland? No, Pickford comes out and grabs that one. Just before Erling Haaland was going to get on the end of it. And here's Nico O'Reilly now. On to Anthony Gordon. And Norway have it here with, it was Odegaard, was it? It is. Into Berg, and now Ryerson. He wins the ball there and battles in the battle with Anthony Gordon, I should say, and now that's Sorloth there. And now Aya, and now Hegum. Norway in possession. Here's Ayer again. Here's Odegaard. Now Ayer. To Hegum now, and now Muller-Wolf. In fact, it might be Muller-Wolf, and I think they've switched positions as well, potentially. But here's Berg anyway. Here is Odegaard now. Here's Ryerson now. Here's Martin Odegaard. And now that was shoulder up. Let's see what Norway can do here. Over on the left hand side, looking to play into Berg. Here's Odegaard now. And he's going to play it out to Ryerson there. We get delivery in, and it's header straight at Jordan Pickford from Erling Haaland there. There's England in possession, currently with Harry Kane. He goes down. The referee says no free kick here. There's Martin Odegaard for Norway to shoulder up. It's gone in there, and it's a goal there for the number 21, shoulder up. Who's given Norway the lead. England want a free kick there still for Harry Kane. I'm not sure what's going to go on with this now, because for me, I think that's a free kick on Harry Kane. I think England have every right to feel aggrieved there that that's not been given as a foul. I want to see it again, but from first viewing, it looked very much like England should have had a free kick there for a foul on Harry Kane. And looking at it as second view, and it looks exactly the same to me as well. As the England man was still down, the ball was played out to the left-hand side to shoulder up. And he gets a shot in there, and it had the beating of Jordan Pickford and goes to the back of the net. But I still think that's a free kick for England. I wonder whether we'll see VAR get involved. I'm sure we will. Jordan Pickford should probably be doing better there, the England keeper. I think he's been caught unaware a little bit. But I think that's an England free kick. So I want to see if we're going to have any VAR here. We're still waiting on that. Or at the moment it's 1-0 to Norway anyway. From shoulder up's goal. I think we are having a look here. Are we with VAR? No, we're not. The goal, I believe, is going to stand. Let's have a look. England have set up for kick-off. Yeah, the goal stands. It's 1-0 to Norway. Shoulder up's goal does stand. And I think that's harsh. I think England should have had a free kick there. It's a good finish. But I think Harry Kane is very unlucky to not have a free kick there. As Jude Bellingham goes down in the area and nothing is given. There's no doing there for Thomas Tuchel's men. But Norway lead England by a goal to nil, and it's shoulder up who's the goal scorer. There's another man down here for England now, and it's O'Reilly. That was booted out there by number 7, Sorloth. So he's got to be getting a book in there, surely. The referee is not giving him a yellow there, which is a surprise, considering he's kicked the ball away from England taking a free kick. But here's Anderson to John Stones, anyhow. And here's Mark Gahey now. Looking for Noni Madueke. Good play from the number 5 there, Muller-Wolf, and Norway have it. In fact, now England have it back now with Ponso and now Declan Rice. I'd love to get anyone that's listening's thoughts on the goal there. I think Jordan Pickford should be doing better. I also think England are unlucky not to have a free kick, and Norway have a free kick here though for a foul on Ryerson by Anthony Gordon. But if anyone's watching the game and is listening to the commentary, then please let us know your thoughts on the Norwegian goal there, because I believe that's a free kick, or should have been at least. But Norway lead England by a goal to nil, and it was a very controversial goal, that's for sure, by the number 21, Andreas Schauderup. There's a battle there between Haaland and Gehi, and it's a shot at goal, and it's over the top from Martin Odegaard. In fact, it wasn't Odegaard, was it? It was Sorloth, I believe. Over the top of Jordan Pickford's goal there. Yeah, Nick saying a bit of both. I think Kane was right to feel hard done by, and England were unlucky to be caught out. I think Jordan Pickford should be doing better, but I also feel we should have had a free kick there. There's a chance here for Odegaard, and it's spilled by Jordan Pickford. Ezri Konsa on the right hand side as well, caught out of position a little bit. Maybe that's where he's not in his natural position. He's more of a centre back. But here's Nico O'Reilly at least in possession now, and here's Gordon, and now Elliot Anderson. Now O'Reilly to Gehi. And here is Jordan Pickford now onto John Stones. To Declan Rice. As we just hit the 40-minute mark. Norway 1, England 0 in this quarter-final game. Here's Nico O'Reilly for the Three Lions now. Here's Mark Gehi. And England lose out there. There's Odegaard, has given it away to Noni Madueke there. I think England have been quite flat in this first half in all fairness in the attacking sense, but Norway have been resolute in the way they've defended. Kept Harry Kane quiet so far, and Jude Bellingham as well. With England lose out there when it goes off from a Norwegian throw after a bit of a misplaced touch from John Stones. Norway fans are still celebrating after that goal. It's a throw for Norway there, but it's just given away. Here is Elliot Anderson now. Here's Anthony Gordon looking for Bellingham, but good defending from Berg, and now there's a free kick there, is it? England have it with Mark Gehi. Now Nico O'Reilly. On to John Stones. Here's Declan Rice now. Now back to John Stones again. Here's Mark Gehi now. And let's see whether England can pull themselves level before the break. Still got around about 3 minutes plus probably another 4 or 5 for the hydration break as well. And the goal. Here is Declan Rice now. On to Bellingham, and now John Stones. Now Mark Gehi. He's going to go out to Anthony Gordon there on the left-hand side. Here's Elliot Anderson. Now John Stones. Here's Mark Gehi to Elliot Anderson again. Now John Stones for England. Now he's going to go to Konsa. Now John Stones once more, and now Mark Gehi. And Gehi's going to have a little bit of a run here. And Declan Rice just nicks it before it was I couldn't quite see who it was on the Norway midfielders, but Bellingham's got it now. Jude Bellingham looking for Harry Kane, but intercepted well by Berg. And here come Norway through Odegaard now. And he's going to play it out to, there's a 2-on-1 here. It's Sorloth. Sorloth gets a shot away, takes a deflection, and comfortably into the gloves of Jordan Pickford. And bowls it out to Jude Bellingham now. And Bellingham plays the ball into Elliot Anderson now. To Nico O'Reilly, back to Anderson again. And Bellingham to Gordon. Anthony Gordon does well against Ryerson. That's inside. Gordon still going and plays Noni Madueke in. There's a run here. And it's headed behind for an England corner by the Norway number 17, Egon, the centre-back. And let's see whether Declan Rice can get a better delivery into the box this time, as he heads over to the right-hand side this time. The other one was previously on the left. And let's see whether Harry Kane or Jude Bellingham or one of the England centre-backs up from the back can get on the end of this. Declan Rice is over this corner. Declan Rice takes it, and it's an England man gone down now. Harry Kane has gone down in the area, but England still have it. It's Noni Madueke now. In fact, there's a flag up there for an offside, I believe. There's a bit of tussling between Harry Kane and... Wait, was it Gordon who went down, in fact? We're just showing the goal again for Norway's number 21, Andreas shoulder up. And yeah, it did catch Jordan Pickford out there for sure, and caught me out a little bit as well, because I wasn't actually 100% convinced it had gone in at first. But of course, it has. And Norway lead 1-0. Here's Nico O'Reilly. And here is Anthony Gordon now. And he loses out there, and it's gone behind for a Norway goal kick as we're into the first of 4 minutes of additional time here at the end of this first half. Harry Kane has been very quiet. Bellingham's been very quiet so far. So England are going to have to try and get them on the board a lot more in the second half if they want to change the narrative of this game. As here comes Elliot Anderson now, and here's Gordon into Bellingham. Jude Bellingham gets a shot away. It's 1-1. It's Jude Bellingham has levelled it up for England. And that's come against the run of play as well. I was just saying that Bellingham and Kane hadn't been involved, and it was good play there from England and tucked away neatly by Jude Bellingham. And it's England 1, Norway 1 coming into the second minute of the 4. And it's England's number 10, Jude Bellingham, that's grabbed the goal. And that's all you need from somebody of Jude Bellingham's quality. It could be marshalled out of the game for the best part of a half, but still come good when he needs to. And it's good play from England. Jude Bellingham got there before his man and then tucked it into the bottom corner past Ørjan Nyland. It's Norway 1, England 1, with Bellingham levelling up Andreas shoulder up's earlier goal. Right. Almost on the stroke of half time here for England. And let's see the reaction of the Norway manager there. Frustration from the Norwegian boss, who throws his water bottle there in disgust at the way his team have conceded that goal just before half time. But England have pulled level. And here is Noni Madueke now. And now Anderson. And now the goal scorer Bellingham. Trying to find Gordon, but here's Harry Kane. He could have a shot there with Harry Kane. It's comfortable for Nyland in the Norway goal. And Harry Kane, another one that hasn't really been involved in this game, but just getting a shot away there. Jude Bellingham, 5 goals in 6 at the World Cup. So good bit of information there, and good play from the England man. Norway 1, England 1 is the latest score here on the commentary hub. Please give us a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, as here's Bellingham now. See whether England can have one more chance to go in front just before the end of the half. Here's Anthony Gordon. Gordon to Anderson. Just the closing stages of this half now, the last few seconds. Here's Rice into Bellingham, onto Kane. Harry Kane thinks it over the goalkeeper and he's offside. It's going to be England 1, Norway 1 at half time. Or Norway 1, England 1, I should say. A good little dink from Harry Kane, but yeah, he's offside. There's the England man and the rest of his team and the rest of the Norway team walk off as well at the end of this half. It's been an interesting game so far. Norway 1, England 1. Andreas Schelderup's goal at it was around about the 36th minute, I believe, for Norway, which caught out Jordan Pickford after Harry Kane believes he was fouled. I still believe he was fouled as well. It's been cancelled out by Jude Bellingham's equaliser. And it's Norway 1, England 1. We're all square at the breakneck and all to play for as the second half is going to get underway as well. And let's see whether the Norway Viking row will be coming out a little bit later or whether we'll be getting a little bit of wonder woolly at the end of the game. Let's see a little bit later on what happens and who's going to come out on top. But at the moment, as I'm going to hand back to Nick in the studio, it's Norway 1, England 1.
Thanks, Mike. And bit of a stalemate first half at first, but then Norway scored that controversial goal with Schelderup. But for England fans, all hope is not lost. Thanks to Jude Bellingham scoring just before half time. Whether each side will give the other a hell of a beating, I don't know, because Mike, football scores are generally a lot closer these days.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And you can see that from this first half as well. It's been a really cagey game so far. The first half an hour in particular, where both sides were filling each other out and trying to kind of, work out how to break the opposition down. And then obviously we get the controversial goal from Andreas Schelderup. I think Jordan Pickford should do better, but I also do stand by the fact that I believe it's a foul on Harry Kane as well. And then obviously we get the goal from Jude Bellingham that levels it up as well for 1-1. But it's been an interesting first half and kind of a little bit like a game of chess, really, where, as I say, both sides are just trying to feel each other out, and we're not, sort of neither side's kind of dominant or anything like that as of yet. They're just kind of, it's been quite, as you say, a stalemate, quite an even first half.
Well, both managers both head coaches do have very pragmatic styles. Could this have contributed to it?
Yes, potentially. They're both very well known for that, and they're actually quite experienced managers as well. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel, everyone knows all about him, and even the Norway boss has had quite a lot of experience himself in league football across different clubs and different divisions and different countries. So it certainly could have an impact. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, it certainly could. We're going to go for a break, but we'll be right back. But we'll be right back when we're ready for the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's alternative audio coverage of Norway against England in the World Cup quarter-finals at the Hard Rock Stadium. Just before we get on with the second half, Mike, which substitutes do you think Norway and England should go for?
Yeah, so when you look at the players that are available on the bench, let's have a look at Norway. You've got Asgard, you've got Pedersen, you've got Strand Larsen as well. So people like that would be a Noosa as well as another one for Norway that they may look to use in the second half. As for England, Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, potentially Eberiche Eze, potentially Kobe Mainoo as well. And obviously, if they want to change it and go two up front, you've got either Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney if you want to change formation. So there's certainly options for either side to use.
Yes, both sides could well be full of options. Don't forget that if the scores are level after 90 minutes, we go to extra time and potentially penalties. So and potentially penalties. With the performance these clubs are going, and whatever they might bring into the second half, do you think this could be resolved after 90 minutes?
It's going to have to take a lot for me. I think so far it's been, as I say, kind of a little bit like a game of chess, really, where both sides are trying to feel each other out. So one of the nations or one of the sides have got to come out and be a lot more dominant. I think that Norway have had a couple of good moments before the goal. Erling Haaland was almost in as well on the back of a poor pass from John Stones, but Jordan Pickford came out and did well. Just looking back on the Norway goal as well, I think Jordan Pickford will be very disappointed with that. He pulled his hand away thinking it was potentially going wide or maybe going over. And then, it's one of those ones where it reminded me a little bit of, do you remember David Seaman against Brazil with Ronaldinho? It was very similar to that, if you haven't seen it, where the goalkeeper's just been caught out, and it's maybe a little bit of misfortune, but it's a very similar kind of goal to that. And obviously England have pulled level through Jude Bellingham. So yeah, it's going to have to take a lot for the game not to go to extra time so far, in my opinion, with the sides pretty much at a stalemate, not just at the score, but in the way that the game's gone as well in the first half.
And of course, the other thing is England have had in recent years, apart from 2018, England have had have had what could be known as the quarter-final curse in the World Cups. Do you think history could come back to bite them?
Yeah, potentially. Obviously, Norway have got some quality players, as I mentioned, that are starting and obviously off the bench as well. Erling Haaland has been quite quiet in this game so far, and that's credit down to the England back line who kept him quiet. And obviously it's the same in reverse for Harry Kane as well. So yeah, there's every opportunity that this could go either way still. Not long to go
now until the second half. So with all the build-up and the next 45 minutes to decide each side's destiny for the semi-final, let's hand back over to our commentator, Mike Harniman.
Thank you very much then, Nicholas. And the two sides are back out. The two nations are just finishing off their preparations. As you've got Anthony Barry there, the England assistant head coach, doing his regular team talk to the media, which has become a feature of this tournament, where obviously he kind of called out the team a bit on the back of the first half performance against Croatia, and then they came out and won that game pretty much at a canter in the second half by 4-2, and that was obviously a bit of a surprise that he came out and spoke to the media in the manner that he did, but it's become a regular occurrence since that, and he's just doing that now. The England assistant manager, got quite a lot of international experience as well himself. He's been at both Belgium and at Portugal, and he was also at the Republic of Ireland as well as Thomas Tuchel's assistant. He's also worked with Thomas Tuchel previously. This isn't the first time of them teaming up together. There's Harry Kane and the England players are just going through their warm-up. This is the Norway lineup as well. And let's see whether we're going to have any half-time substitutions for Thomas Tuchel or Solbakken side. Don't believe we are, though. I think we're going to stay with the two. In fact, now we are going to see Eberici Eze coming on for England. He's going to be coming on. And Bukayo Saka is also going to be introduced as well. And we're going to see Noni Madueke, one of the ones making way. He's making way for his Arsenal teammate Bukayo Saka. And Declan Rice is also coming off there for Eberici Eze. Declan Rice was a bit of a doubt for this game. So that's going to probably see Jude Bellingham drop back into central mid alongside Elliot Anderson, and Eberici Eze will come into the 10, I believe. And behind Harry Kane. So Rice and Madueke, the two Arsenal men, have come off. And the other two Arsenal men, Bukayo Saka and Eberici Eze, have been introduced. Norway are remaining with the same starting 11 that they started the game with no changes from them. That's quite an interesting change there for England. I was not surprised to see Bukayo Saka come on, but I am surprised to see Declan Rice make way. Though he was not 100% before this game, and he had spent a few days ill, so that would kind of be a good reason behind why he's come off, I believe. There's Norway in possession now with Odegaard. And it's going to be a England throw. That's a number 6 Berg. But England are going to take it through Konsa, and now Elliot Anderson there. And we've got Anderson to Gahey, and now back to Pickford. That's weird. Starting the second half here with Norway and England all square at 1-1. We are currently, I'm on 45 and 53 on my side. So I've run about 20 odd seconds, 25 seconds ahead of you, Nick. Yeah, that's still not 100% correct, but most likely that it's round about that, Nick. Yeah, roughly that. Probably another 5 seconds out, but that's just, if you leave it like this, it's fine. That's okay. There's a free kick there for England. It's going to be Eberiche Eze and Harry Kane over it. Declan Rice there, sitting on the bench after being substituted. And it's going to be Eberiche Eze over this free kick now for England. Let's see whether the substitute can grab himself a goal. As we can't just have a discussion with him now. Harry Kane's also over it as well. As Harry Kane is going to leave this for Eze, by the looks of it. And Eze gets the shot away, takes a deflection and goes behind for an England corner kick. I was actually in front, Sarah, not behind. And I'm still in front by an extra 3 or 4 seconds as well. But that's okay. It's actually, it's a goal kick that time. Thought it was going to be a corner, but it's not. It's Norway in possession. Here's Haaland, and it's good play there from Gahey. Now Saka. Now here's Haaland for Norway. We're going to go behind for a throw there. And here is, that's the number 17 Hegum for Norway. Now Aya. Oh, right, yeah. Here's Hegum. Now Muller Wolf. And now they've gone behind. Got behind Aya, so he's just seen that behind to Nyland. And here's Norway now with Ryerson. Got it from Sorloth, and now Aya's in possession for Norway. And here is Hegum, and now that's the goal scorer shoulder up. And now Hegum from Muller Wolf. And here is that's a battle there between Saka and the number 5 Muller Wolf, and it's gone behind for. It's going to be given as a goal kick there. In fact, this is actually going to be a throw. That's a Norway major. Dale so back and looks on in frustration. But actually Conte takes the throw in and throws it onto Harry Kane. And here is England in possession, but it's actually going to be seen behind for a Norway throw, which Berg's going to take, the number 8, Sander Berg. And he throws it to Hegum, and now Muller Wolf to Bojan Nyland, the goalkeeper. He's going to go long looking for Haaland, but it's goalkeeper to goalkeeper. That one is comfortable for Jordan Pickford to claim and then bowl out to Bellingham now. Bellingham, England's goal scorer, is still in possession again. And he switches it out towards Saka. And here is Elliot Anderson now. And here's Konsa to Saka. Here's Anderson. Here's Ezri Konsa there. Now Elliot Anderson for England on to Mark Gahey. And here is Anthony Gordon over on the left. And now Nico O'Reilly. And Norway gonna look to counter here. And it's with Haaland, and he loses out to Eberechi Eze. Eze for England is going to go out to his club mate Bukayo Saka. Saka gets the shot away. Let's take a deflection there, but here come Norway with Odegaard, and now that's Muller Wolf there, and now shoulder up, and Norway in possession. Berg, and it's now back to the centre back pairing of Hegum and Aya, just knocking it between the pair of them. As we're just over 6 minutes into the second half, it's still Norway 1, England 1, and Norway are in possession now with Sorloth, sorry. And it's tipped over the top there from Jordan Pickford, almost got caught out again from Sorloth, ball in. As the ball was knocked out to Sorloth from Berg, but this time Jordan Pickford got a hand on it and tipped it over for a Norway corner. As the England man was almost beaten again, but not that time. Still remaining Norway 1, England 1. It's going to be corner here for the Norwegians. It's whipped in and it's headed out by Harry Kane at the near post. And it's now with Ryerson there, and header at goal from Haaland, and Jordan Pickford parries that away for a corner. Jordan Pickford again not looking convincing on this game. There's been a few moments where the England shot stopper has spilled a few efforts from Norway. He's caught out on the goal, was almost caught out previously just a few minutes ago, and then again just there from Haaland as well. As you can see, Erling Haaland's dad in the crowd there. Of course, a former player himself, ex-Leeds man. It's a corner to be taken by Ryerson here for Norway. And it's not wide there for a corner on the other side. Jordan Pickford not happy with that, but it's gone behind for a Norwegian ball. Come off of John Stones last. And that is the correct decision as well. As much as Pickford and England aren't happy, it is definitely a corner on my viewing. And Norway are looking to get themselves back in front again. It's going to be Odegaard over this one. Haaland's in there. Also, Sorloth's in there and shoulder up's in there as well. Odegaard's over it. He takes the corner. It's a man down for England, and it's knocked, and it's gone in there. And England want another free kick, but it's not. It's going to be 2-1 for Norway. And again, England unhappy, but Norway are back in front. Jordan Pickford got a glove on something, or a foot on something first of all. Jordan Pickford is in discussion with the referee. But it's the number 17, Hegum, that's grabbed the goal there for Norway. Norway 2, England 1. And let's see how that's come about. Because again, England unhappy. This battle between Haaland and Anderson. It looks like Haaland shoved Anderson to the floor. And it might be an offside potentially as well against Hegum, the man who scores the goal. So I'm sure we'll have a look on VAR here at maybe one or maybe even two incidences before Hegum puts the ball into the back of the net. But currently Norway lead 2-1. Let's see whether that's going to stand or what's going to go on here. This is a game filled with controversy, and we are having a VAR check here by the referee. So let's see whether this is going to be wiped out. Let's see whether England's blushes are going to be spurred. So they're looking at a foul on Anderson first of all from Haaland. And then they're also, they're looking at the foul actually rather than anything else. The shove from Haaland on Anderson is why this might be chalked off. But let's see. The referee's made a decision. And he's just announcing it to the crowd now. Is Clement Turpin. To see whether the goal is going to stand or whether it's going to be wiped off here. And it has been wiped off for a foul by Erling Haaland on Elliot Anderson. So we're back at 1-1 after that VAR decision. Norway 1, England 1, and the Three Lions can breathe again. It's a shot by Elliot Anderson on his Manchester City new teammate. Okay, a shot by Haaland on his new Manchester City teammate, Elliot Anderson, sorry, I should say. So the goal is chalked off. It's back level and all square at one apiece. It's going to be a retake from the corner as well, which is going to be taken by Odegaard. So the corner is not a free kick for England. It's a retake on the corner here for Norway, as it was before the ball was in play, I believe. Which is why they're now retaking the corner again. It's going to be Martin Odegaard over this corner once more. And let's see whether England can defend it better this time around. Odegaard whips the delivery in. And it's cleared out this time by England. And it's now with Jude Bellingham. And he wins a throw as well. In fact, no, he doesn't. He loses the throw to Norway. And it was shoulder up. There's a man down here for Norway, which I think is Ryerson, that's got a knock there. The right fullback. It is. Incidentally, if you're interested in terms of potential players that may miss the next game if their respective nations progress, there's Norway's Antonio Nusa. If he comes on, will miss the next round. And for England, Declan Rice would have been one, but he's made way. So out of the lineup that's currently playing for England, Nico O'Reilly, Mark Gay and Jude Bellingham will miss the next round if England were to progress and they were booked. So it's going to be number 14 coming on from Norway. And that is, if you give me a second too, it is going to be for Ryerson. And number 14 is Arsenes. Who's coming on to replace the right back. in Norway's first change of the game. So they've still got 4 remaining, whereas England have 3 remaining on the back of the 2 made at half-time as Muller Wolves takes the throw and gets it back. And it's now with Eze for England. And now here is Anthony Gordon on to Jude Bellingham. And he loses out, and it's Odegaard now. Got Sorloth in support, and he's going to try and use him, and it is to him. I said it's good defending there from Bellingham. And here's Harry Kane now. On to Gordon. And it's Gahey, and now Bellingham loses out. And it's going to go all the way back to Norway defender Ajer. He's going to play it back to goalkeeper Nyland. And looking for Haaland, sorry, there. And he loses out to Mark Gahey. And Norway can counter with the substitute there, Arsenes and Berg. The 2 Bergs, in fact, were both involved there. And here's Ajer now. That was Odegaard there. Norway have it with Berg. And here's Arsenes. And now Hegum, and now Ajer. As it's still remaining Norway 1, England 1. The Three Lions got a bit of a reprieve just a short while ago after Hegum thought he'd given Norway the lead again, but the ball, the goal was disallowed for a foul by Haaland on Elliot Anderson. So it's still 1 apiece. And the ball hadn't. It's then put back for the corner again afterwards. It happened before the ball was in play. Here's Nyland now. Norway 1, England 1. Andreas Schelderup's goal cancelled out by Jude Bellingham just before half-time. That should be coming up to the second hydration break shortly. And let's see whether anyone can grab themselves in front just before that. And here is Arsenes on to Odegaard there. And here is Ajer. Arsenes again. Now Ajer. And that was Sorloth, and then he goes back to the right back. And Norway in possession once more with Martin Odegaard. And it's cleared out there by Pettersson offside in the build-up against number 7 Sorloth. As the Norway substitute, the Norway right back there, Ryerson is looking on after being taken off. Yeah, Sarah always pokes fun at me. Yeah, she does. Does England have it with Bukayo Saka now? It's going to be seen out of play for a throw, which Esri Konsa takes to John Stones. Here's Elliot Anderson now. And let's see whether he can do anything here for England. It's a foul, is it, on Bellingham? It is. It's at the centre circle. He kicks the ball against Odegaard, but it's not going to be a booking for the Arsenal man, I don't think. It's not. Here's Mark Gahey, and now Anderson looking for Anthony Gordon. He misses out there, and the ball's gone behind for a Norway goal kick. As we're 65 minutes almost on the clock. And it's still remaining all square at 1 apiece. With Shoulder Up and Bellingham scoring for their respective nations. Within the first half. And it's going to be a Norway throw there. With Muller Wolf winning it off of Bukayo Saka, the England star who came on at half-time for Noni Madueke. Still finally in the balance this game. Here's Bukayo Saka now for the Three Lions. Goes down under the change of Shoulder Up and no free kick. Here's Elliot Anderson. Now Anthony Gordon there. Gordon skips past his man and the chance there for Harry Kane. Miscontrols it. Miller Wolf just smashes it out looking for Haaland, but John Stones going to get there first. John Stones and Jordan Pickford. Here's Anderson and now Stones. Cafu and Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo of Brazil, were in attendance. Of course, Brazil were knocked out by the Norwegians in the round of 32. So we're going to see a couple of changes here. I think we're going to see 2 more for Norway in the second. There's Mark Gahey's in possession and now that was actually Ezri Konsa here. Saka. It's going to be a double change. Number 20, which is Nusa, is going to be coming on. And we spoke about him a little bit earlier on. He's a big threat for Norway. So he's one of the ones that's going to be introduced. I wonder whether we'll see Oscar Bob as well. He's another one that I didn't speak about earlier. But we're going to see Gorloff make way. And he's making way for the number 22, which is Oscar Bob, the one I just spoke about. And we're also going to see Nusa come on for the goal scorer Shoulder Up, I believe, who's making way. It is him. He's going to be the second sub. So that's Gorloff and Shoulder Up off. And Oscar Bob and Antonio Nusa coming on as Norway have gone to the bench for the second time to make their second and third changes respectively. Argentina against Switzerland is a little bit later on, or the early hours of Sunday morning UK time at 2 a.m. kickoff, and that's who the winners of this game will face off against in the semi-final. As England are going to be making a couple of changes here, or at least one change here, I believe, as well, by the looks of things. In discussion, almost too cool discussion with his England team now. Bellingham and Stones and Gahey's involved there as well, and Anderson. The next game on the TCHub is going to be France against Spain from the semi-final. I'm sure we'll be bringing the other semi-final as well, whether it's Norway or England against Argentina and whoever wins the game with them and Switzerland. Who's covering this one there? Who's covering France and Spain? Are you aware? As you're going to see, likely Russ for that one. Thank you very much. So that's going to be Russ Vernon, likely covering Spain and France from the semi-final. Thomas Tuchel's in discussion with his team still. I wonder whether this is the hydration break potentially, which they had at the same time as the substitute. It's a smart time to call it, in all fairness. The Norway changes were made, and then the hydration break was called straight after, I believe that. When he isn't trying to be a professional commentator, he pokes fun at me. Yeah, I've poked fun at you. Yeah. And you deserve it as well. We're on 70 minutes here, and it's Norway 1, England 1. Still all in the balance. We're going to see Reece James come on, so he is fit enough to be involved, and he's going to replace the number 18, which is Anthony Gordon. So Reece James back after long-term absentee, missing last, I believe, 3 games for England, I think it is. He's back out there for the close of this game, and we are going to get back underway now with this throw for Norway, which is going to be taken by Muller-Wolf here. I wonder what that's going to have done to the England lineup with Anthony Gordon making way. Looks like Eberiche Eze has gone to the left-hand side, and we're going to have Konsa still staying on the right for England. Looks like Reece James has gone into the centre of midfield, and he's in possession now, and it's now with always just about got away with that one, added England, and with Jordan Pickford. Yeah, it looks like Reece James has come on in the centre of midfield. There's Anderson there. He looks like he's playing a little bit further forward as well. And here's Norway with Martin Odegaard now, and then that's with Hegum. Now Odegaard again. No, that was Muller-Wolf, and now Odegaard, and Norway just have possession between the 2 centre-backs of Ajer and Hegum, and it's the latter in possession now. And now that's with Parsoness. And it's now with Nyland in goal. Now here's Hegum. Back to Nyland. And here's the Norwegian keeper again to Ajer. And now Odegaard. Now Nyland once more is going to play it out to Muller-Wolf, but he loses out to Saka, but Martin Odegaard has it back for Norway, and then back to the keeper again. And he's going to go long, and it's now with Eberiche Eze for England. Just won the Premier League with Arsenal. We're so close to that being a double as well. But he was one of the unfortunate players, to have missed in the shootout against PSG in the Champions League final. Here's Reece James now. There's going to be a counter-attack here on for Norway. Odegaard plays it out to, that was Oscar, is it Oscar? No, it's Oscar Bob. And here's a chance. But that was Oscar Bob now. It's now with Jordan Pickford. I think he was actually with Newton before. There's a man down here for England, which is Mark Gay, who's got something wrong with him. I think it's going to be all right, hopefully. He also missed a few days training in the build-up to this game. As the ball from Pickford goes through to his opposite number. He just plays it out to Ajer there. You listen to the commentary hub here on YouTube. It's still Norway 1, England 1. And if you haven't already subscribed to us, then please do so, and please share the live out as well. There's just a chance for Norway. It's Erling Haaland who loses out to Mark Gahey, and here's Oscar Bob, and now Haaland. And the chance here for Arsenal, who's got possession back again, and knocked behind for a corner by Bukayo Saka there. What I was going to say was, if you want to subscribe to us, then please do so. Please share us out with your friends and your family, and also anybody else that you can think of, your colleagues, etc. So you can see John Terry and Ashley Cole in attendance there, 2 of England's ex-internationals. As this corner is going to be taken by number 6, which is Patrick Berg for Norway. We're 15 minutes away from the end of the 90. Plus any additional time we're going to have, which will be a few minutes, of course, for hydration breaks and substitutions so far. Let's see whether any more controversy is going to happen here from this corner. It's Odegaard. And it's parried out by Jordan Pickford, and it's a shot by Arsene, and its header is off the bar by Haaland, and it actually wasn't Haaland, it was number 17, Hageman, and then put behind by Haaland, sorry, for a goal kick. Number 8, Sander Berg, was also involved. Actually, Constance got something wrong with him now. He's got a knock of some sort. There's a chance there off the bar, originally from Hegem, and Jordan Pickford scrambling, and then nodded behind by Ezri Konsa. It's England in possession now. And it's Jude Bellingham. Here's Harry Kane, and now we go back to Mark Gahey. Now Nico O'Reilly, and now Eberiche Eze, and now he's going to try and get the ball forward to Nico O'Reilly, but goes behind for an England throw. Here's Elliot Anderson in possession. Now Reece James. Here's John Stones now. Now Bukayo Saka for England on the right-hand side. And here is Mark Gahey, and giving the ball away, but England have it back with O'Reilly and now Eze. To Reece James. Here's John Stones now. Now Saka. Bukayo Saka for England does well to get the ball. It's actually good block in the end from the Norwegian left back of Muller Wolf, I think there was. And here's Saka again now. England trying to make things happen over on the right hand side. Here's Reece James, and now Anderson. Now Eberiche Eze. It's headed out by Muller Wolf, and here's Reece James, and now Anderson again. Now what can the England man do? Here's Eze. To John Stones now. Here's Bukayo Saka now. Here's Stones. Now Saka again. And it's just put wide there from Bukayo Saka's delivery. Just went the wrong side of Orjan Nyland's goal. Still Norway 1, England 1, 78 played. Harry Kane couldn't quite get the end of that one from Bukayo Saka. But it was actually Elliot Anderson who couldn't quite get the end of it, sorry I should say, to correct myself. Just showing that chance off the bar from Hegem again just a few minutes ago. Norway in possession with Haaland now. And England have it with, in fact they lose out. Here's Haaland again now. That's Odegaard. No, it's not Odegaard, it's Berg. And here's Odegaard though. Here's Aya. Now Muller Wolf there. Now that's Norway in possession with Aya now again from Odegaard. I think it was. Or was it then? Anyway, let's see. Who's Oscar Bob in possession? Sorry. It was actually Muller Wolf who had it on the left hand side previously a little while ago. Here's Oscar Bob now. Into Odegaard. Oscar Bob. Here's Norway still knocking it around, and Oscar Bob gets it back again on the right hand side. Now that's with Arsenal there in possession. Now Norway just knocking it along to Berg. Now here's Nusa. It's a delivery into he does, and it's Oscar Bob's going to lose out there too. That was Nico O'Reilly. Yes, we're just coming up to the last 10 minutes of the game here. Still, England and Norway level at 1 apiece. And Norway are in possession with, that's number 3, Aya. Here's Hegum. He thought he'd scored a second for Norway not that long ago, but it's disallowed that one. And he goes down, and Norway still have possession though with Nusa. And now Aya, he's going to knock it on to. That's Nusa. That's Oscar Bob, sorry, in possession at the moment. I think it was Berg that knocks it out to him, and England trying to defend, and it's going to go behind. Is it for a corner? No, it's not. It's kept in by Berg there for Norway. Odegaard to Larson Ed, and then Aya. Here's Odegaard now. Here is Berg. Now that's out to Nusa now. Gonna have a run up. Ezri Konsa and goes behind for a corner. I think it might come off Saka, in fact. Still Norway 1, England 1. It's going to be who's over this now for Norway. Martin Odegaard in the vision of Jordan Pickford. As it's Berg over the corner and headed out by Harry Kane there. Here's Odegaard now for Norway. Will be seen behind for an England goal kick there by Harry Kane. Jordan Pickford just knocks it onto John Stones, and here is Bellingham, and now that's Ezri Konsa. It was actually Reece James to Konsa, sorry, and now Bellingham. Looking for Saka. And Saka going to win the duel here against Muller Wolf. He doesn't with Norway. Back by Berg to Netherlands. Here's Odegaard now. No. Nice and He's going to win the throw in here as well, as it looks like we're going to see Jed Spence introduced for England now. I wonder if that's going to be for Ezri Konsa potentially. Have a look here. It's going to be the final England change anyhow. As Elliot Anderson goes down there. And Norway still have possession though, with Odegaard. He's going to play Nusa in. He's going to get a shot away. No, he doesn't. It's good defending there from England. It's now with Odegaard though, and now Muller Wolf there. Berg to his Ryan, and now his Berg. Was it Odegaard? In fact, it was actually Odegaard. Now that's out to Oscar Bob there. Odegaard to Aya. On to Nusa now. The shot of goal comfortably into the gloves of England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. Norway 1, England 1 here on the commentary hub. Still no change from the 2 goals in the first half. We'll see what Jed Spence is going to get on at right back, or whether there's going to be any additional altercations in terms of formation for England. We'll see Reece James coming at right back as well, maybe. So I wonder whether we might see Jed Spence go to the left and place a Nico O'Reilly, maybe. One we might see Conter come off. There's John Stones in position here. Possession, sorry, for England. Here's Conter now. Here's Stones. Gets it back from Bellingham, and here's Conter again. Looking for Saka, and he wins the throw to John Stones as well. It's going to be the number 3, Nico O'Reilly, to make way for Jed Spence, as I've just mentioned could have happened, and it is what's going to happen here. So, the change at left back for the Three Lions. And let's see whether that's going to have any impact in the way this game closes out. Here's Conter to Jed Spence now, and he gives it to Eze. Now, Mark Gahey now. To John Stones, onto Eze Conter. And here is Bukayo Saka to Conter again, and now Stones. Now Bellingham from Reece James, and here's Stones again to Eze. And what can Eberechi Eze do here? He plays in Anderson, and here's Spence. Here is Reece James now. England keeping possession. Here's John Stones. Plays out to Bukayo Saka on the right. Bukayo Saka does well. Then into the area he goes. Here goes Saka, gets across the way, and it's nodded. It's kicked behind for a throw, I should say, from a Norwegian centre back. I think it might have been Hegger maybe. But England have a throw here, and it's now with Reece James. On to Saka. That is, it's Conter. And he wins the corner to Ezri Conter, does well there. Let's see whether England can grab themselves. It's actually Arsenal that did well there for Norway to get the one there away from Eberechi Eze a minute ago. England's corner here in the closing stages to be taken by Eberechi Eze. And let's see whether England can nick another late goal here. Eze over it. It's delivered in, and it's cleared out, but only as far as Harry Kane. Is there a foul in there? The referee says yes. It's going to be a free kick to Norway, as Kane shoves his man to the floor. There's Luis Suarez is also in attendance there, the Uruguayan, with, I believe that's his son. There's number 8, Sander Berg is. In fact, we're going to see another change here for England. Morgan Rogers is coming on for Ezri Conter there. This is England's final change now. Morgan Rogers on. So Eze, James, Saka, Spence, and now finally Morgan Rogers has come on as England's last change there. The number 17. There's also seen a change for Norway as well, which is Muller Wolf coming off, and he's being replaced by the number 16 Pedersen. And Norway are in possession with Haya now, I think that was. It's Mark Gahey, and now here's Haaland for Norway. Here is Oscar Bob, and now Odegaard. Martin Odegaard in possession for Norway, and now he's going to play it to Berg there. And it was actually Haya, I should say. And then here's Odegaard again, now to Oscar Bob. Looking for Arsenal, and then it's carried out by Jordan Pickford. And here's Jed Spence now for England. And Harry Kane to Jude Bellingham. Looking for Spence, but Ayer does well, and he plays it back to goalkeeper Nyland. As we're into 7 additional minutes at the end of this half. And that was Nyland just kicked the ball against Jed Spence there, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. But Norway fortunate then to get away with that one. Jed Spence done well to close down the goalkeeper and almost got the fruit of the mistake, but it's gone wide. Hi to Desjardins from France. There's France here. We are neutral to this match. Good luck to both. Whoever wins, let's make it a European final. Yeah, let's hope so. Be nice if it was. And welcome in to you from France as well. Nice to have you. And if you haven't subscribed, then please hit the subscription on the subscription notification on the live. Much appreciated. And hit the like button as well. As here's Morgan Rogers to Jed Spence. Norway have had 10 attempts at England's 6. England 1 on target to Norway's 5. England's attempt on target is the goal for Jude Bellingham. As here's Reece James to Elliot Anderson now. Looking for Eze against Arsenal. As we're into the 92nd minute from the 7. There's Anderson towards Kane. Here's Harry Kane again. Loses out to Odegaard. We can go back to Hegum there now. In fact, it was Bertrand. And Norway in possession with the goalkeeper Nyland. Here's Odegaard, and now that's out to Pedersen, I think. Battling with Morgan Rogers, and Morgan Rogers trying to G up the England fans as well, who are responding. And it's Hegum that's gone down there with an injury for Norway, so I wonder whether he'll have to make way in a moment, as they still have changes available. A change available, I should say. There's Arsenal, Pedersen, Bob and Noosa, the only subs they've made so far, and it looks like the physio is going to come on to have a look at Hegum at least and see whether he needs any treatment or whether he'll have to maybe make way here. Been a very quiet evening for Haaland and for Kane. As Martin Odegaard just runs over to help out his teammate. It looks like it may be a touch of cramp for him there. It looks like he's going to be okay there. Is Hegum. Still Norway 1, England 1. No change to the scoreline. Hegum, I think he's actually going to have to make way here. Let's have a look who is going to come on in his place, though. After it was the 2-17s battling with each other there. Morgan Rogers and Hegum. It's going to be an England throw. And Hegum's still off the pitch at the moment. Reece James is going to throw it to John Stones now. He's back to Reece James again on the right-hand side. Into Saka. Now Reece James once more. Here's Saka. Into Elliot Anderson. Been a good game for England. Into Jed Spence now. And on to Everett Eze it goes. See if anyone can nick a late goal here. Here's Eze for England. On to Morgan Rogers, who's in possession. And now Mark Gahey. On to John Stones there. Here is Reece James. And it's going to be a chance there for England. It's nodded wide by Jude Bellingham in the end. A big moment for England that, but nodded past Moya Nyland's goal. As we're coming towards the close of play here. 2 minutes of the 7 remain. With Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham look on there, and England still level against Norway here by a goal to piece, I should say. And Nyland takes the goal kick here, looking for Haaland, and it's good defending there from John Stones. And here's Anderson looking for Eze, and it's a foul there by the Arsenal man. It looks like it's going to be an extra 30 minutes for us to endure before maybe even the lottery of penalties. As Arsenal is over this free kick for Norway. And it's Norway 1, England 1, and it's back to goalkeeper Nyland. And here is Aya now. He's going to go back to his keeper again. Yes, he is. And he's going to go looking for Nusa, but good play from Reece James there. Going to see it behind for a throw as well. As we're into the last 30 seconds of play here, and it's still Wolves square. Here's Elliot Anderson for England now. Here's Saka, loses out, and it's going to go behind for a Norwegian throw. As we're just coming towards the last few seconds of the allotted 7, and there's a chance here for Bellingham to get in, but he goes down in a collision with one of the Norwegian men there. As England want a free kick here. There's the number 16 Pedersen with it. As Bellingham was running through and he's got clipped there. It was actually the number 17, sorry, Hegem, I should say. And we're still playing. As Bellingham is just going to maybe get a bit of treatment here. It's Norway 1, England 1 here on the commentary hub, where we're going to be going to an extra 30 minutes. And Nyland in possession for Norway now, and he's going to drop the ball here as the referee to him. And Nyland is going to clear it as he outfield. And he does. And we're still playing on. It's Dead Spence now. We go behind for a Norway throw. As we're 1 minute over the allotted 7. Or just over 1 minute over the allotted 7, I should say. And it's Dead Spence here for England, and now Bellingham. And that is that. It is Norway 1, England 1. And we're going to hand back to Nick in the studio. But neither side has managed to find themselves a winner in the 90 minutes there, Nick. And we go again for another 30. And let's see whether we get a decider in extra time or whether we're going to have to go to the lottery of a penalty shootout to decide the winner. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hand back to the studio ever so briefly to Nicholas. Norway and England can't be separated. It's 1-1 at the close of 90.
Thanks, Mike. Just had a few technical issues backstage. Anyway, you're right. Very little. You're right. Very little to choose between Norway and England at the moment. So 30 extra minutes to decide whether this could be, to decide who could be the potential winners, or indeed this could go to penalties. For England fans, this could bring back memories of Germany 2006, where they faced Portugal in the quarterfinals and lost on penalties there. But once But once again, I will say this for Norway: a phenomenal effort to get this far. And even if they do go out at the quarter-final stage, they will not be disgraced. They will not be disgraced. It's been a great tournament and a great experience for them. And Erling Haaland and Martin Odegaard are the men to thank for that, and are the men to thank. But as Mike said in commentary, our next match is France against Spain, and that will be at the AT&T Stadium on Tuesday, with kickoff at 8 o'clock UK time and 2 o'clock local time. And Tuesday it will be particularly significant for France because they will play on Bastille Day. For those of you who don't know, that is a national holiday in France to commemorate the events when people broke out of Bastille prison and revolted against King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette, thus signalling the start of the French Revolution. So after that bit of history, and also to mention that Switzerland will be playing against Argentina later on in the evening, in about 2 hours from in about 2 and a bit hours from now. We go back to the here and now. Some people will, of course, be hoping for an all-European final. Others will confidently predict that Argentina will make the final too. I'm saying nothing on my views on this, as I try to remain impartial and objective. But meantime, we turn our attention to the here and now. And one thing I forgot to mention about Norway is that there were reports that the squad had a sickness bug prior to the game, but that has now been resolved. There may have one or two players may have had a dash of fever or something, but they're certainly not showing it in playing. So we're about a few minutes away from first period of extra time. So let's rejoin Mike Harniman.
Thank you very much there, Nicholas, and everyone. Hopefully your nerves are doing okay as well, as Norway and England remain deadlocked at 1 apiece. It's been a very entertaining game, and you just see Martin Odegaard here and Harry Kane shaking hands, and also shaking hands again with the officials as well, which I'll recap them ever so shortly. But we do have a change here for Norway, which is going to see Hegum make way. Just went down the end of that 90 minutes, or 97 minutes it was, 98 minutes in fact it was, that we played at the end. And Hegum's going to be replaced by the number 4, Leo Østigard, for the Norwegians. So that is their 5th change of the game. As the England players are currently in a huddle. Østigard is now on for Norway there. And let's see who's going to come out on top in extra time, or whether we will be seeing a penalty shootout, as Nick alluded to ever so briefly just a few minutes ago, and whether it be Haaland or Kane that comes through. Both have been very quiet, but that's largely down to the defensive nous and ability of John Stones and Mark Gahey and Ayer and Hegum and the respective teams so far that have done very well to keep them both as quiet as they have. As we're going to get underway for the start of extra time in just a matter of seconds. And it's England to get us off and running here on the commentary hub, and it's Jude Bellingham that knocks it back to goalkeeper Jordan Pickford. And in fact, it's a false restart, so we go again, and it's now has been taken this time, and it's now back with Jordan Pickford again this time. But it was literally exactly the same. Bellingham to Pickford, and then it was a false restart, and then Bellingham to Pickford again. So we are off and running for the first period of extra time. Shoulder ups, 36-minute goal, cancelled out in the second minute of first half stoppage time by Jude Bellingham. The 2 goals that we've had in this game so far. And of course, I mentioned earlier on, the winners will face off with the winner of the other semi-final. It's on a little, quarter-final, which is on another little bit later on, between Argentina and Switzerland in the semi-final. Here's Eze looking for Saka. Up against Pedersen. And Reece James for Bellingham. And it was not cleared by Nusa to Haaland, but England have it here with Elliot Anderson now. Here's Reece James. He's going to play it out to Bukayo Saka. Up against Pedersen, and Saka does well, and Pedersen can't prevent a corner. So the Arsenal man did extremely well there for the Three Lions. Incidentally, the nations have met 12 times previously, and England have won 7 of those. There's been 3 draws before today, and Norway have won twice. That's before this game. And the first meeting was all the way back in 1937 in Oslo, with the Three Lions coming out 6-0 winners on that occasion. Been a lot closer than that today. And here's Saka over the delivery from this corner. Headed clear. But here's Saka again. And it's towards Harry Kane, and it's header. And Nyland does well there, but Bukayo Saka gets to the ball before it goes out of play. And here's Reece James now. To Saka again. Gets a delivery in for Mark Gahey, and he knocks it back to Jed Spence. And it's now with Morgan Rogers. Gets a shot away, and it's a decent evidence parry, and it's in! It's Jude Bellingham again, and England are back in. Well, England are in front, sorry. And it's that man, it's Jude Bellingham once more. Norway 1, England 2. Nyland parries it out into the path of Jude Bellingham, and he slides the ball there into the back of the net for his second of the game. Norway 1, England 2, and Jude Bellingham is at the double. England in front here for the first time in this game. Jude Bellingham, quickest to react there after the parry from Orjan Nyland after Morgan Rogers' long-range effort. And Bellingham slides in for his second of the game. On 93 minutes there. And Thomas Tuchel punches the air. Bellingham runs over to the England fans as well. Arms aloft. And Norway have it all to do here now. In the first period of extra time. They're in possession with Martin Odegaard though, and now let's see whether they're able to pull themselves level as Oscar Bob's in possession at the moment. Here's Odegaard to Ostergaard. On to Pedersen. It's now with Martin Odegaard, the Norwegian captain. Excuse me. And Odegaard into. That was Berg there. And now here is Nusa. Here's Sander Berg. 1-2. Muller. That was here. That was. I think it was Arsenal's, but now it's lost with Bob, but he loses out. Here's Morgan Rogers, and now Elliot Anderson to Gahey and Spence from Eze, and here coming them again, actually with Ostigard, but here is Harry Kane now. Here's Gahey to Jordan Pickford in the England goal, and he switches it out to Reece James, and it comes from the Norwegian man, but it's going to be an England throw. Jude Bellingham is the man who looks like being the match winner for England at this moment in time, as we're 6 minutes almost into the first period of extra time. And it's with Pedersen for Norway into Berg now. And Norway have it in possession with Martin Odegaard. On to Pedersen there. And here's Ostergaard. To Aya. And see what happens here with Arsenal in possession. Now Aya for Norway. With Martin Odegaard now. He's going to battle here with Jude Bellingham against Aya, and it's going to be forced back to Nyland in the Norway goal. Sarah's live in the background as well to TikTok, so hi to everyone that's listening over there. Hope you're enjoying this coverage on the Commentary Hub. Come and join us on YouTube if you want to, and drop us a follow over on here, or subscribe over here, I should say. And hit the notification bell if you want to listen to any more of our games, and like the stream as well. There's Norway in possession with Martin Odegaard now. And here is Jed Spence, and Bellingham back to Spence again. And Morgan Rogers plays the ball looking for Bellingham, and it's good defending there from Norway's number 3, Aya. As the Three Lions lead the Lions by 2-1 here in extra time, with Jude Bellingham going a brace. And England in possession with Elliot Anderson now. And John Stones to Reece James there, and Bellingham to Anderson. Here's Jed Spence over on the left-hand side. Does well to beat his man, and he's still going as Jed Spence as well into the area. Jed Spence goes down, and the referee has pointed to the spot here. It's a penalty for England. Good work by Jed Spence, and England have a chance here to make it free. And I'm sure it'll be Harry Kane over at the captain. But great work there from Jed Spence over on the left-hand side to win the penalty. Still Norway 1, England 2. But here's a chance for the Three Lions to add to that lead. There's a foul by the number 20 for Norway, which is Nusa, on Jed Spence. And great work there from the Tottenham man to win the penalty. And Bellingham goes over to him there, have a few words as well. And it's going to be a VAR check on the penalty effect, just before we decide whether it's going to be rewarded or not. I'm just going to get the VAR check on it first of all. It looked a foul to me. Maybe it was outside the area, which maybe what they're looking at potentially is. Bellingham and Haaland just embrace there for a minute, and we are going to go to the VAR screen. And let's see whether the penalty is going to be awarded or whether it get overturned here. As the referee, Clement Turpin, is heading to the screen now. It was Newsom and Spence, as I mentioned beforehand. The Norwegian players were unhappy about it. As we're into the 100th minute, and it's still ongoing, this check. VAR has already played a bit of controversy in this game, with Norway thinking they'd gone ahead in the second half, but then that was disallowed for a foul by Haaland on Elliot Anderson. And England are awaiting their fate here to see whether the penalty is going to be awarded or overturned. This is being spoken to the crowd now. And the penalty has been wiped off. It's no penalty there. And it's still going to be 2-1 to England, as Erling Haaland's dad there was indicating it was a dive from Jed Spence, but no foul. Of course, Erling Haaland has been quiet in this game, but his dad, we spoke about a little bit earlier on, used to play for Leeds. Fantastic player in the day as well. Suffered that really nasty injury. We're off and running again. It's with Norway there. Of course, Erling Haaland's dad is Alf Inge Haaland. And he played for Manchester City as well as Nottingham Forest and Leeds and a few other clubs. Also was a regular for Norway, making 34 appearances for them. And it's still remaining Norway 1, England 2. There's Norway in possession with Berg there. That's to the left-hand side too. That's Pedersen, I believe, and it's good defending from Elliot Anderson. And the Ostergaard to Aya. And here is Noosa now. And it's now with Odegaard. That was actually Oscar Bob to Odegaard. Now Arsenez, and now Aya. And it's Oscar Bob. Now Noosa gets a shot away. Blocked there from Mark Gahey. From Antonio Noosa's effort. Going to go behind for the corner kick here. The Norwegian players, I think, want a potential penalty, but not for me. Comes off of the body of the centre-back. And away for a corner, which Martin Odegaard's over. In fact, it's, Patrick Berg over, I should say, this time. And I wonder whether Norway can claw the game level before the end of this half. And Patrick Berg's over it. And it's cleared out there by, I believe that was John Stones. Here's Oscar Bob, and he's going to go back to goalkeeper, to defender Aya, and here's Ostergaard. Now Aya again. And Norway have it with Odegaard. 1-2. The Arsenal man again now. Here's Ostergaard. Right to JB. I'll get to that comment in a second, as here comes Norway with Noosa, and here's Odegaard now. Now Arsenez. And it's claimed there by Jordan Pickford, who drops the ball and then claimed it the second attempt. JB, the referee's a joke to overturn the penalty. It was a penalty, no ifs, no buts. VAR to keep their beaks out of it. That's JB's opinion there on that. Thank you for getting involved. I'm not 100% sure it was a penalty or no. I want to see it back, but on first viewing, I was probably in agreement with you. I actually think that Norway's goal should have been ruled out as well, the first one, for a foul on Harry Kane, but that's my take on it, but we're still in the game at the moment. We're into 3 minutes of stoppage time, and it's still 2-1 to the Three Lions. That's Elliot Anderson in possession now. Here's Mark Gahey. Harry Kane to Jed Spence. Hopefully it doesn't become too much of a talking point, that England non-penalty, which at the moment it doesn't look like it will be, because Jude Bellingham's brace is enough to see England through at this point. Here's Morgan Rogers to... That was Jed Spence now. Reece James was involved as well. Here's Eze. Bellingham, I think, was also involved in that move just a minute ago. Is Morgan Rogers to Elliot Anderson now. Now Bellingham, and now Anderson to Morgan Rogers to Anderson again. Looking to switch it out to Saka. Great ball across to the right-hand side from Elliot Anderson there. Here's Reece James to Anderson now. Delivers it into the box, and Jed Spence. In fact, it's Eze that keeps it alive. But he's offside though, is the Arsenal man. As we're coming towards the close of play at the end of this first period of extra time. It's Norway 1, England 2. With Jude Bellingham's goal in this first period of extra time, the difference so far. And here's Anderson to Kane. Now Bellingham to Bukayo Saka now. Bukayo Saka still got it. It's a shot over the top there from Jude Bellingham, and that's not troubling Oyan Nyland in the Norway goal. As Jude Bellingham's looking for the hat-trick, but he won't get it looking and shooting like that. And it's going to be taken by Nyland, this goal kick now. Nice. Good play there from Reece James, and here's Aya to Pedersen, and Saka nicks it back and wins a free kick as well, does the England man. Here's Harry Kane now at the end of this half. Knocks it to Reece James there, and that is the close of play on the first period of extra time. Jude Bellingham's the man that has put England in front with his second of the game, and it's all to do now for Norway. England thought they could have had a penalty as well for a foul on Jed Spence, but Jude Bellingham's 93rd minute goal there is what sees England in front here at the start of at the end of the first period of extra time, I should say. And just ever so briefly, Nick, what's your take on that first half? How are you seeing things? Do you think England deserves to be in front?
Thanks, Mike. This is now a case of the boots is on the other foot, as like you said earlier, as like you said in commentary just now, it's Norway who have it all to. It's Norway who have it all to do, but we've seen many times that whichever side has their backs up against the wall or is indeed cornered, they give it. They perform to the best of their abilities, but England might be strong. But England, I'd have to say, are stronger than Norway. Not that I'm supposed to show parity or anything, but truth be told, if England keep playing the way they are and they keep holding Norway at bay, then I don't see why they can't make the semi-finals. Would you agree on this one, Mike?
Yeah, I think England are doing very, very well. They've kept Erling Haaland quiet for the 105 minutes that we've played so far. He's not had a sniff in this game, and that's a credit to the back line, especially the back two of John Stones and Mark Gahey, who you know very well from club level as well.
Yes, that's right. People like Erling Haaland, they're very much like a dog. Once they sniff something out, they find it and they get it. So,
absolutely correct. Yeah, that's a good analysis there, and I'm sure he'll still fancy his chances in front of goal. If Norway do have an opportunity, then if it falls to Erling Haaland, then the chances are that they'll be at parity again, and he'll tuck it away.
Yes, indeed. So, what do the what do the England camp need to do in order to keep in order to shut Norway out? Will they have to rely heavily on the backdoor defence, or try and or at least play Bellingham, Saka, and Kane out more?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens here with the substitutions as well. Obviously, Norway and England have an extra substitution here in the extra period of extra time. And I was just going to get to, as we're going to get underway, for the start of the second period of extra time in a minute, there's been a surprise substitution for Norway. Just talking about Erling Haaland, if something was to fall to him, then you'd expect him to be putting it away. That's not going to be the case in the second period of extra time, because he's just made way for Strand Larsen of Crystal Palace. So Norway's talisman has surprisingly just been withdrawn.
That isn't surprising itself. So we're just about ready for... So we're counting down towards the second period of extra time. Can England hold on and make the semi-finals once again? So I'll leave you in the capable hands of Mike Harniman.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, and of course, as I just mentioned, Erling Haaland has been taken off here for Norway. They're chasing the game, they're chasing the goal, and their talisman has been replaced for Crystal Palace's Jorgen Strand Larsen. So that is the news that all England fans are going to want to be hearing right now. There's going to be no Erling Haaland for the second period of extra time. And that says everything I was just saying, really. That's the credit of England and the back line of Mark Gahey and of John Stones as well, who have been exceptional in the way they've dealt with him this evening. As Norway are off and running with possession now at the start of the second period of extra time, and it's out to Nuso, and now that's with Berg. Here is that's the other Berg, is it? Here's Oscar Bob now to Nuso. Antonio Nuso, good defender there from England. And it's with Bellingham, and now that's with Ostigard. But I think Bellingham's gone down and been awarded a free kick here. Yes, he has. There's a foul by number 8, Sander Berg, on England's 2-goal hero. As Erling Haaland was visibly upset there about being replaced and withdrawn. And it's Norway 1, England 2. As we're into the 106th minute now. And they're just showing Erling Haaland's dad once more. As Jordan Pickford is over this for England and goes long looking for... It was Morgan Rogers, and headed by Ostigard away for a throw. And England are going to take this with Reece James in a second. He's going to throw it to Saka, and it's good defending from Ostigard there. And again, gone behind for another England throw once more. Norway 1, England 2. In fact, there's an offside, I think, in there. So it's going to be a free kick here to be taken by Nyland. That's a brave move from Starley Solbakken to take off his talisman. You wouldn't have expected that when you're chasing the game. That's good play there from Elliot Anderson, who wins the header. And now here's John Stone. Now that's nice, and there's to Ostigard, and now back to the goalkeeper Nyland again. Now, here's Ostigard. Leo Ostigard to Christopher Ayer. Into Odegaard with it. Now, that's Berg, and now out to Oscar Bob. And Norway have it through Ayer, and then Here's Oscar Bob again. Chance here for Norway to get a shot away, and it's over the top there from the number 6, Patrick Berg. Not troubling Jordan Pickford in the England goal. It's comfortably over the top there. And it's with Jed Spence now, the man who thought he could have had a penalty for England in the close of the first period of extra time, but it wasn't awarded as Norway have it with Noosa now, and he loses out. Here's Bellingham to Harry Kane. Looking for Bukayo Saka. Over on the right hand side, England are getting a change ready. I think it might be Dan Burn down there. As Saka does well and skips past his man, but then gets a shot away, but only into the gloves of Ørjan Nyland in the Norway goal. And here's the chance here as it's given away. It's Jed Spence now. Gets a shot away himself, and it's carried out, and Saka with the rebound, and it's a good save again from Nyland. But Norway getting a bit sloppy there at the back. Here's Reece James, and now Morgan Rogers. Here's Mark Gahey to John Stones, to Elliot Anderson. Now John Stones once more, and now Rogers to Anderson to Reece James. We will be seeing this England change in a matter of seconds. As Jordan Pickford's in possession now. And he's going to play it out to Bukayo Saka with a good delivery. Saka is going to have a run here down the right hand side. But he's not, he's offside. As you're going to see this change for England. This is just showing that chance there for Jed Spence, and Saka with the rebound. But yeah, this change for England now is going to see, I think Jude Bellingham is making way here, is he? He is, for Dan Burn. But England's 2-goal hero will not be seeing the game out. But Newcastle's Dan Burn, who was excellent against Mexico, is coming on to hopefully help England see the game out from Thomas Tuchel's side and Anthony Barry's point of view. As England are going to go with an extra defender now. Norway possession with Martin Odegaard. Let's find that Yard do that. Here's the number 14 Arsenes. Gets it back from Noosa. Now that's Mayo, and now currently with Ostergaard. I'm going to give it to you now. In fact, Nick, there's my player of the match. I've decided already, which I'll announce ever so shortly, probably in the next 3 or 4 minutes from now. It's a good header there from Dan Burn, and now Reece James, and now Saka. Here's Martin Odegaard now for the Norwegians. To Larson, that was, and here's Noosa there, but he loses out to Reece James, and England win a throw as well, which is cheered royally by Jude Bellingham and some of the England subs. It is John Stones now, given away to, that was I think it might have been Berg, one of the two Bergs at least. Odegaard does well there to knock it out to Arsenes, and here's Martin Odegaard again. Whoever Norway can grab an equaliser here before the end of this half. As we're on 112 minutes now, and it's still England in front by the 2 Jude Bellingham goals to 1. And here is Oscar Bob now, I think that is. It was, and now Arsenes to Odegaard. Actually, it wasn't Arsenes. This is Arsenes now, and now that's Noosa. Now Norway in possession through Odegaard to gets it back from, I think it was from one of the other midfielders, one of the Bergs. Here's Noosa now going for a run. Can take a deflection and go behind for a Norway corner. Good run there from Antonio Noosa. And good defending from England as well. Pulling off the leg of Reece James. It's a Norwegian corner which Martin Odegaard's over. Let's see whether they can claw themselves level here or whether England can stand firm with Dan Burn and Mark Gahey and John Stones and co. Odegaard takes his corner and it's cleared out, but only as far as Oscar Bob, and his effort is over the top there of Jordan Pickford's goal. Not troubling the England keeper. As England get away with one there. She came off of Eberechi Eze last. Maybe should have been a corner, but wasn't given. As here is Harry Kane there for England. He goes down, but no free kick. Currently Norway 1, England 2. Shoulder Up's goal after 36 minutes was cancelled out in the second minute of first half stoppage time by Jude Bellingham. And he scores England's second at the start of the first period of extra time, 93 minutes to be exact. And that's the difference in this game so far, with just a matter of minutes here remaining. Here's Odegaard for Norway. Gets the ball into John Larson, but it's with Noosa, but good defending there from Reece James. He'll be my player of the match in the next couple of minutes. There's Jordan Pickford's over this goal kick. And it's with Elliot Anderson at the moment for England. I'll give you my player of the match probably when we get to around about another minute or two. England are just giving away a free kick here. Morgan Rogers fouls Patrick Berg. It's currently England on course for a semi-final with either Argentina or Switzerland, as Reece James catches Noosa there. I think it might even be the first yellow of the game, is it? It's been a very clean game. We've not seen any booking. In fact, it's not even going to be a booking. Maybe we'll go the whole game without a yellow card. As Martin Odegaard's over this. Of course, the last time out for England against Mexico, we saw Gordon Henderson pick up a yellow card without even entering the field of play and then getting injured in celebrating as well. Hopefully we don't see any more of that, as Odegaard's delivery is punched out by Pickford. And the England keeper is currently down. And the number 3 has just been booked there for Norway. Aya, we do have a yellow card, so we were doing so well, and then the commentator curse struck with Christopher Aya being booked there for a collision with Jordan Pickford, or his protestation against Pickford going down. Actually, he was under the challenge of his own teammate there in Morgan Rogers. Christopher Aya sees yellow. The Norwegian number 3, centre half. Of course, everyone in the Premier League knows him extremely well, and Odegaard and Pickford just having a discussion. The England and Norway players. The 2 different players there. There was protestation from Ostergaard as well, and also from Oscar Bob before that yellow card was given. As we're in possession with Norway, and it's with Arsenal and now Noosa. Norway have got to go for it now, and it's with Reece James, isn't it, who clears it out. And I'm going to give my player of the match now. I'll take this opportunity to do that, and it's of course in association with our brilliant friends at Football Live. And today I've gone with England's number 10, Jude Bellingham, who is England's 2-goal hero. He's player of the match today. And it looks like his goals are going to be the difference to see the Three Lions through at this moment in time. 2 goals and 3 long balls. 6 accurate balls, I think that is as well. And accurate passes are, 3 out of 6 long balls are successful, I should say. And 35 accurate passes out of 83. I think that is 80, from what I can see there. We're just coming towards the close of play here, with England still in front. And it's going to be Jordan Pickford to take this. He goes long, looking for Harry Kane. And Kane goes down. And he's still down as well, with a head injury there, head collision. But we might be seeing a potential semi-final of Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane up against Lionel Messi, if Messi's side progress through against the Swiss a little bit later on. As here is Eze now. And he's still going to keep possession as well, is the Arsenal man. As we're into 119 minutes now. And Dan Burn knocked it back to Pickford, and now John Stones. And looking for Saka, but here's Ostergaard. Looking for Oscar Bob there. And Oscar Bob, is he going to get there with a second attempt? No, it's Jed Spence does well. He's gone behind for a throw there, though. As Bellingham punches the air. And Norway players are looking on a little bit dejected now, because we've only got 2 minutes. I think they've had a throw down. Here's Harry Kane. And here is Morgan Rogers now. Is he going to go to the corner? He might well do at this moment in time. He is. Morgan Rogers still keeps possession, and Haaland puffs out his lips and looks on. He can't have any impact on this game now, as England still lead. And that was just cleared out into touch by, I think that was Ayer for Norway. As we're now into the final minute and a half of the additional time here. And here's Jez Spence over this throw, looking for Harry Kane, but it's going to be hooked clear there from, I think that was it Ayer maybe? But anyway, here's Reece James. And now Saka has been forced back to Pickford. And England have just under a minute here to hold on, or to maybe even better this 1-goal lead they've got. Here's Berg, and now Odegaard, and now Ostergaard. And it looks like it might be England to progress through. Here's Eze. Loses out to Christopher Ayer. Norway, but they've got one chance left in them. Here's Nusa now. Antonio Nusa. Oscar Bob. Good play there for Morgan Rogers, and hooked out by England, and only as far as Oya Nyland now. Going to kick this one out. Looking for, there's a great header there from England's Dan Burn. He's collided with a Norwegian man as well, but I think the Norway man's okay. Here's Ostergaard. We're still playing with over the 2 minutes, and that is that. England have progressed through to the semi-final thanks to the brace from Jude Bellingham, who wins the game for the Three Lions in extra time. The Three Lions had to do it the hard way, coming from behind to the early goal in the first half from Andreas shoulder up after 36 minutes. Then Jude Bellingham's second minute of first half additional time goal was the leveller, and his 93rd minute goal, I should say, the third minute of extra time at the start of the first period is the difference, as Thomas Tuchel and Ståle Solbakken shake hands there. Erling Haaland was withdrawn at half-time in extra time for Norway. And Norway, there's no Viking Road for them today. They wave goodbye to this tournament. An excellent tournament they've had as well, beating Brazil last time out, as well as obviously getting through the group. And England, they're going to head over to their fans now. I'm sure we'll be seeing Wonderwall and hearing Wonderwall long into the night. But it's England that progressed through, Nicholas, to a semi-final against either Argentina or Switzerland, as Jude Bellingham's brace is the difference. England progressed through after what's been a long evening, but one that England fans will remember for a long time to come. Thomas Tuchel's side successful after extra time by 2-1 over Erling Haaland's Norway.
Thanks, Mike. England semi-finalists once again. The quarter-final curse has momentarily been broken. Whether it will return again in the 2030 World Cup remains to be seen. But time to concentrate on the present right now. England, I'll say that again. England semi-finalists once again for the first time in 8 years. And you have to thank Jude Bellingham for those two amazing braces. I think once Bellingham managed to get England in front in the first period of extra time, it was probably around then that Norway started to falter, and from then on they were just nowhere. But take nothing away from them. They've had an incredible cup tournament themselves, and of course, before going out against England, they beat former world kings Brazil, and for Norway, there's no greater honour than that.
No, absolutely, Nick. I think they've been excellent. Have Norway, even in this game, they were unfortunate to potentially not take it through to penalties. I know, obviously, they thought they'd gone ahead themselves in the second half of normal time with the goal from the centre-back Hegem, but then that was ruled out for the foul by Haaland on Elliot Anderson. So if that was allowed, then that might have been a completely different outcome or end to the game. But England have come through. What's been a big test, it's been a good test as well for Thomas Tuchel's side. And they've shown here the grit and resilience and determination that's needed to go on and maybe even win this tournament. But it's going to be a big ask against either Argentina or the Swiss in the semi-final. But whichever one, it's going to be a great game nonetheless, because, England, when you've got Kane, when you've got Bellingham, you've always got a chance. Yes,
you certainly would. And for Norway, a bit of a story I found before kick-off on their head coach, Stale Solbakken. When he was playing for Copenhagen in 2001, he suffered a heart attack and was pronounced clinically dead. But he was rushed to hospital within 7 minutes. He recovered, but was ultimately told by his doctor to stop playing. But that certainly didn't dampen his enthusiasm for the game. He returned as a coach pretty much straight away. He was 33 years old at the time, and now that he's coached Norway to the furthest they possibly can have gone, that story deserves mentioning. And time's just run out. So before we go, just got time to bring up our next game on the TCHub, and that is France against Spain on a Tuesday at the AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Kick-off at around 8 o'clock UK time, but and also 2 o'clock local time. So the three lions roar on. Is football about to come home? We shall see in the semi-final where they will face either Argentina or Switzerland. Kick-off for that game is in almost an hour's time. My thanks to Mike Harniman for excellent commentary. I've been Nicholas Jones, and Actually, Mike, before you disappeared, I was just
I
about
just
to
had a little technical glitch there for a second. So
I was while you're away, whilst Wonderwall and Three Lions blares in the background, I was just about to ask what you thought of the a story I just mentioned regarding Stale Sobakon.
I think it's an excellent story. He's obviously come back into the game. He's not lost any love for the beautiful game that we all know and love in football. And he had a good career in terms of his playing career, but obviously that was cut short. And it's an amazing story there. He's done extremely well to get Norway to this stage, and they've given England one hell of a game today as well. So yeah, massive props to him for fighting the battle that he fought and still, having the love for football that he has. His son actually is also involved in football as well, and he gave his son his Norwegian debut. So it runs in the family, and it's a great story for Stale Solbakken, and I'm sure that he'll be back and Norway will be back. But it's England's night. England progressed, as I said, 2-1 after extra time.
And one final word. How do you think they'll do in the semi-final against Argentina or Switzerland?
It's going to be an interesting game, especially if it's against Lionel Messi, which obviously, we don't know, that may or may not happen, but I'd probably favour Argentina to get through against the Swiss. But football's a funny old game and anything's possible, but I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Messi against Kane and against Bellingham. Argentina have already shown their weaknesses defensively as well. So it'll be an interesting battle there with obviously Cristiano Romero, a man that Harry Kane knows well from his time at Tottenham. As for Switzerland, if they progress, it'd be a good test as well. So either way, England have got a chance, as I said before. When you've got Kane, when you've got Bellingham, you've always got an opportunity to go through and maybe make another final. You never know.
Thanks, Mike, and my thanks to everyone who's tuned in and also contributed. And at 1:18 Winty, quick reminder is that the next game for us on the TCHub, France against Spain on Tuesday, the 14th of July, at the AT&T Stadium in Texas, and France will be keen to perform really well as Tuesday for them is Bastille Day. So congratulations to England. Will the three lions overcome the obstacle in Argentina or Switzerland in the semi-final? And will football be coming home? We'll find out over the next weeks. Take care everyone. Have a great rest of your evening and enjoy yourself wherever you are in the world. So from all of us here on the TCHub, good night.